Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's Vergil, and in this one we have the 7th anniversary finally coming to an end, and I asked for your guys' thoughts on the celebration as a whole, so I will be reacting to those in this video whilst giving my own opinion, so you guys get a gauge on what I feel about this celebration, because it's a little bit of a controversial one. We do have this one being one of the most anticipated / glazed even by the developers for an entire year, saying that this was going to be the biggest celebration of all time. So did this celebration live up to that? Thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys didn't already reply to this, or feel free to give me more thoughts in the comment section. Genuinely curious. I will be reading through those, but also drop a like in the video because it does help out. Thank you guys for all the support recently. The celebration is definitely done in terms of content and growing on this channel. I honestly cannot thank you guys enough. It's been a really fantastic time, and we're just going to keep going on here. But yeah, we do have the 7th anniversary literally finishing 2 days from when I'm uploading this video. Part 1 is a 0 out of 10. Wow, that's generous. Okay, part 2, 2 out of... Oh, it's Dylan DBL. Oh my god, it makes sense. 2 out of 10. Part 3, 9 out of 10. Low-key been having, fair enough, 9 out of 10. Do we get like an overall rating here? I don't know how accurate this is. 0 is kind of crazy, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to be on this same timeline. From what I've seen, apparently it's been an atrocious anniversary, and honestly, I don't understand it. I think this has been easily one of the best celebrations of all time, and there's obviously a lot of things they could have done to keep this from being like a controversial one, right? Like not purposefully leak the part 1 characters. They could have many moments for dry periods, right? Either pumping out more Zenkais, more vents, more things that I know they could have done, but they opted not to do for some reason. I do agree that the 9 out of 10 for part 3 is warranted. I think this is the best part easily of the celebration. Part 2 was a banger with the new PvP update, and then part 1, you know, we did start out with new animation for summons that I didn't see on my phone after 300,000 chrono crystals. But hey, I like the character options. I'm a big MEY fan. Stan, you know, it started off pretty slow, then they finally gave us the big guns in the part 2, and then the part 3, you know, first double ultra, insane kind of hype values. The rewards, the celebration were pretty peak. Surprised to see this, surprised to see so much hate for it. Personally, I've had it up right there with the best celebrations. So, me too. Me too. I think this is easily one of the best of all time. You guys didn't see my tier list. I made a post of my celebrations tier list. So I got peak, first anniversary. Like, I've seen a lot of people not understand this. It's just my bias tier list. I try to be objective with the list as well, because important for takes, but it's hard to be objective in a term of like an opinion based list. So like these are basically the celebrations I enjoyed the most, and there was nothing like the first anniversary for me. It was just the one that hit the hardest. It was the first ever on Dragon Ball Legends. We had a tournament, peak at like God Key, the Fusion Warrior, all this. It was crazy, bro. First anniversary's peak, Legends Festival 21, we got the 3x Z power for the first time, first ever tag switch unit, first ever summonable ultra. Crazy peak instances here. And then the last 3, I would have to say, you know, if we're being like objective, and that's where this is going to come in, I still think these were the best of all time in terms of everything released, like all the rewards, the details, the unit hype values, the metas. There's so much more going on in the last 3 anniversaries than obviously we had in the top here, but it's just sentiment, hype, and how much I enjoyed the celebrations. I can easily say that the first anniversary and the Legends Festival 21 were my peak playing this game. So like those are the top 2 moments, and then there goes these 3. I'm gonna be real. I think 7th anniversary is amongst the best, and I had the most fun playing around this time, and I can appreciate everything that they have done to make us feel like we've gotten a ton of different stuff, whether that was like the LFZ power, the constant raids, the resources, the summonable or the CCs. Like I know this is not your guys' reaction here, but just wanted to quickly show you guys this if you hadn't seen it already. I don't think I'm going to be making a video list, so feel free. Amazing 5th anniversary, bro. Just the hype behind Go Frieza, Ultra VB. I mean, the Gammas, Orange Piccolo, peak, bro. 6th anniversary, I'm gonna be honest, it was super carried by part 1, but great. Yeah, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory here. You know, Evo Ken Beast was pretty freaking hype, and then it gets really big. If you guys play these, you would understand. These were just, they did exist as a whole, like in comparison to these, right? Like these celebrations, what we got and whatnot. The characters were always sick, and that's just how it is. But which ones did you guys guys have the most fun playing. But I think a lot of them are going to be low. From what I've seen, see, we have Dugo here, part 1, 2 out of 10. It's like on some Dylan DBL type shit. 6 out of 10, a little bit reveals carried. See, the thing with the ground battle update, it was a great introduction to the mode. There was a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, obviously, and you're probably thinking what cons there could have been. A lot of people weren't able to even play PvP with their phone overheating, the bugs, the glitches, and then like, all the things that came with this massive update. A lot of the phones that couldn't handle it and whatnot just became unplayable, but it was very cool. I personally didn't experience too much of it. Towards the end, my phone did start to overheat and I did get frame drops, but I think it's being fixed a lot less during this part 3. Part 3, 5 out of 10. Reveals carried. Wow. Damn, 13 out of 30? What the hell? This, bro, if this is not the lowest we'll see all video, I don't know what is. So we got these two. Yes. Keep this in mind, you guys. Part 1, MUI. Part 3, I can be biased all day long. We got an Ultra Frieza. You guys know how I feel about Frieza. It's one of my favorite characters of all time. It's literally the icon of this channel. I'm extremely stoked for this part 3. I'm having a freaking blast. So part 1 leaked 6 out of 10. It was one of the biggest things that kind of set the... It was supposed to be the kickstart of the celebration. It was supposed to send us into a realm of like, yo, this is what we have. Boom, boom, boom. Leaked. We didn't get anything outside of the leak in terms of characters. You know, they gave us the Ultra Plat, they gave us the LF Plat, and they gave us an LF Zenkai. I thought they did an okay job. The leak, bro, without the leak, it would have been looking like a 7, 8, easily minimum out of 10. But with the leak, crazy. Part 2, you didn't include the new animations. I think the new animations were definitely dope. It's really just the Beast Gohan versus Cell Max. I have not seen this animation. So new ground battles update, great. Saiyan Saga buffs plus great unit choices. I think they made a controversial unit choices where it's like people deem this to not be as high. Me personally, I would agree on that. But because it was tied into the new battle update, it made the Saiyan Saga a great celebration option. So 8 out of 10, I can see that. Part 3, double ultras for the first time. 3x Z power. I did not mention this at all, but the part 1, part 2 having 3x Z power, fantastic. Whatever the rates were just increased by 1 billion to pull them. But when you actually pulled the unit, we're getting all them Z powers. Great feeling, man. 3x Z power on the Frieza banner plus 1k free Z power. I don't know how people can like even like look past this. This was such a good thing. Getting free Z power, you knew you could just summon on this banner, which you had higher odds to pull, and it's the best unit in the game. So 8 out of 10. Yeah, lack of Zenkai's new events made this feel like a regular Annie overall. I was watching Goresh's video, right, and he was reacting to something similar to this, where he asked for our opinions. I think I commented cute little tweet right here. So I have this one up here. Content drought throughout the celebration, left many dry moments, lack unique events in general. Do you think the highs were some of the best over? I thought this was a fair rating, bro. He asked for the whole anniversary, not just the part 3, gang. The whole anniversary was a 9, he said. He said he would disagree that there was lack of events or unique events. Bro, it's the same events we've gotten every single year. The constant raids, the extra USTRs, it's like it's chores. There's no fun PvE events in Dragon Ball Legends, bro. The entire community could agree on is that there was lack of new events. Or in general, you could also make that argument because there were just farmable looks. There was not like any events that you were like, I'm grinding this. This is going to be a great time. Free-to-play unit. Like, nobody cares for the free-to-play units. Let's be real here. Look at the grand scheme of this celebration. And there was genuinely so much in terms of like things that they gave out. The reward systems had some of the highest highs and some of the lowest lows of any celebration I've seen or I've played. Overall, it was probably averaged around a 7 out of 10 is fair, but that doesn't really capture how intense it felt at certain moments, if you know what I mean. I can definitely see that like the peaks, man, if you're reacted to the very first time with the double ultra, one of the best reveals we've ever seen. The part 2 with the PvP changes, I was like standing up, man. Standing ovation for a final PvP system, like something that made the game feel a bit different, was very nice. Even the unique character options, bro, like the Saiyan Saga is definitely underrepresented, Namek Saga is underrepresented, and the part 1 Universal Reps has been MIA for some time, given they are MIA already in part 3, which is kind of hilarious. But great picks and very fitting theme for the biggest Annie ever. Only thing that brings this Annie down to lack of Zenkais, which could change in the part 1. Easily my favorite Annie just from part 2, part 3 picks. Agreed. Lack of Zenkais. They could have given us more Zenkais, and shit, they could have even given us more equipment. Straight, like, They easily could have blessed us with 2 more LF Plats, 1 more Ultra Plat, and 1 more LF Zenkai, and boom, the sentiment is like 10 times higher, and they're being greedy. They're like, no, listen, no bueno. Overall, a 7 out of 10. Part 1 failed miserably. Damn. I don't know if failed miserably is right, but it was definitely tainted. That's how I feel about it. I don't think it was a failure. On delivering a good experience for content meta, Part 2 upgraded from the Part 1 by doing the exact opposite, just introduced annoying mechanics with characters that hype, but 7 out of 10 is fair. Special Man, I agree with that, 7 out of 10. Part 1, the units were amazing, but there was a big lackluster on no new mechanics. That's one other detail that we have not mentioned. Where are the new mechanics, man? The only new mechanic that I can think of was the Nappa minions. That was it. MUI is very similar stuff. Vegeta with the gauge build. Just like, what? Where was the unique mechanics? Straight up, Part 3, did we get anything? It was the same shit. Lock-in, AoE, Frieza, Special Beam. We got that active gauge before. It wasn't new, but it was a new type of it. I guess that was just us expecting too much, I suppose. Expected more for Zenkais and things to do. Part 2 was amazing. Every unit was fun. Nappa could have been a better... Yeah, dude, the one character with a new mechanic, and it was the worst unit to release. Overdrive mechanic, dynamic battles. I mean, to be completely fair, the PvP system, I guess, made up for the lack of new mechanics in characters because we got a whole PvP change. Maybe. What is your thoughts on that? Overdrive mechanic and dynamic battle and the cutscene for Goku Vegeta's top tier. We did not mention the cutscenes. The cutscenes for specific character like Goku and Vegeta was fantastic. Don't know why they didn't do it for Goku and Frieza. Was it really that much? Yo. Why? I just realized that. Why didn't we get anything? The dynamic battles, the ground fights, very cool stuff. Part 3 was insanely freaking good. 9.5. It'd be a 10 if they included the cutscenes. That's what I was just getting at. Double Ultra Banner was a W with 1. They could have had a pity system. That was it. Part 3 needed a pity system. You know what I just realized? I didn't scoot this down. I apologize. Part 3 did not get a pity system for the Ultra. That was like the one incentive. If you're going to give us 2 banners with crazy work, they're like, yo, listen, man, we'll give you 1 step with times 3 rates. It's not enough. It's not enough, family. I mean, I appreciate the freezy power. That's very nice of y'all, but like, double Ultra Banners, just overall, give it an 8.5. That's higher than my rating. The first part really messed it up. Dude, if yours, this is fantastic. 8.5, we love to see it, man. I'm glad you had a good time. Personally, I would love to give it that too. And honestly, if I had to say that was the highest rating I'd give it, that's what it would be. An 8.5 out of 10 seems very fair as well. I'm just really taking account to the negatives. You're riding off the hype train and love to see that. So I'd give it a 6.5 to 7, fair. Part 1 was so lackluster and there was some of the least fun I've had in this game thanks to UI. They added nothing whatsoever. Parts 2 and 3 definitely stepped it up, but the anniversary overall was dry, uninspiring. I'm reading all this without scrolling down. I'm sorry. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I probably was doing this shit the whole time, dog. I apologize. I gotta start reading this way. I'll have to wait until this weekly reset to give an opinion on part 3, but so far, 4 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Lack of events and Zenkais would have been the real killer. Yeah, lack of events. This is what I was saying about the Goresh post, is I don't understand what he was talking about, that there was so... It was just regular degular, and even then, they didn't drop more of it. It was like, there was too many empty spaces. Honestly, 4 out of 10, I don't know why, even called Super Anniversary, the most hype stuff came from the reveals in the first 24. The Super Anniversary details, the first time with the Double Ultra, the PvP battle change, the UI overhaul, the new summon animations, some of the top tier characters, the reset hype, we brought back some crazy underrepresented. I understand why it was glazed to this degree, and honestly, we just set ourselves up for the utmost with expectations. So I do understand why it was called a Super Anniversary, but they definitely should have had more content. The most hype stuff came from the reveals. I do agree the reveals are fantastic. New units after that, it fell off, with even double down on the weeks. Trash content, I agree, man. Peak, hey, we're not complaining. Got shafted, Godspeed. Part 1 was almost as bad as 2024. Best part, damn, I did see some comparisons. The fact that it can be compared is low-key crazy, but I would disagree. He did say almost as bad, which is like kind of fair, so meaning that it wasn't as bad. Part 2 is perfect. Part 3, they should have Part 3, part 2, I wouldn't say perfect, but it was up there, man. It was definitely up there. It had its moments. Like I said, the frame drops were really, like, I didn't even want to be on the floor at some point. The honeymoon phase passed, and my phone was just constantly overheating. Part 3 is a nice compliment. None of the units were fun killers. The balance, Epi kind of overpowered, but not too much. He's killable. I give it a 7 out of 10. Fair. I like this analysis. It started off the worst way possible. Leak. I don't think people realize that to the core community, leaks are absolutely detrimental in terms of high value. If you're trying to kickstart a celebration, there is no shape or form where leaks are going to be like, yo, it's better. I was more excited for the Go Freeze the Plat, the Ultra Hit Plat, than I was for the new characters because I knew days in advance what was coming. No new mechanics. Part 1 was dead. We needed a plot twist. We needed those characters to do something that we didn't see. Only one Zenkai, nothing happened. Part 2 is the greatest part ever. Or I do agree with this. Part 2 might have been the greatest part 2 ever, and part 3 is arguable. It was the greatest part 3 ever. So, see, people are also failing to realize this, where it's like, yes, this celebration had its issues, but if you compare this part 3, this part 2, like, overlooking part 1, part 2, part 3 was the best part 2, part 3 we've ever had of all time. So if you even wanted to give this like an 8.59, just from the hype value of everything we've gotten, all the new details, all the resources and rewards, it's the first time we've ever got 2 dragons. Didn't say that at all, but the first Purunga drop was kind of crazy. Ground battles were awesome, even if there was lag, so much lag. Part 3 was extraordinary. Hope for fest delivery, dude. I'm so excited. Means something, man. I got to pull every single unit. I can't complain. When you don't get shafted, you're living good, bro. He pulled... Oh! Red 2 on a Frieza? Yo, my man's cooked. He actually cooked. GG's, bro. Remontada. That's all. I don't know what that means. Someone let me know in the comments. Yo, I'm assuming it means good, though, because there's a thumbs up, which we love to slow starter, but really great finisher. W's. Who booked this crap? Mid? Mid? One of the worst DBLs ever made... Brother, did you even play here? Did you play at the... Did you... Shreggy? Legends Festival 20, did you play here? Brother! Was Gub a big lack of content? Yeah. 7 out of 10. Part 1 got leaked. Pretty much killed the hype. Got really big update. Was fun to play. Part 3 is very hype. Okay, okay. Well, the meta is definitely fucked. There's new design philosophy lasted exactly 1 month. Lack of Zenkais. Hit or miss plats. Very good CC distribution. Amazing Part 2, Part 3. Mediocre free-to-play. Free-to-play, I just don't even consider anymore. They just don't exist to me. I don't have hope for Frieza. Overall, 7's fair. Part 1 is alright. Character choices were hype, even though it got leaked. Events, everything. 6 out of 10 is actually pretty good for Part 1. It's probably what I would have for Part 1 is a 6 out of 10. Part 2, for me, would be like an 8 out of 10. Part 3 would be another 8 out of 10. So I got 2 8s, 1 6. Round out, that's like a 7 out of 10. 7.5 is probably what I'd have. Excited to see what the after party gives us, though the lack of Zenkai was strange. Only 1 LF Zenkai. It's because the Ultra Hit Plat for some reason counted as another LF Zenkai. Revival UI, guess they wanted to see something by giving unique equipments to characters rather than Zenkais, though they're behind on Zenkai, so they need a double Zenkais in my opinion. Part is overall, it was good. Fair. Best anniversary of all time. This means something to me. I can't blame you, bro. These are some of the best models we've ever seen. So another kind of push to why this was called the Super Celebration with so much quality of content. The new, I don't know why they didn't do this for Part 1. They're obviously saving it for something greater, but the new models for the Goku, for the Frieza, we didn't get it for the Part 1, like I said, or not for the premiums, at least. I'm pretty sure Nappa's model's actually new, which is hilarious. Good picks, linear high progression, only real detractor being Part 1, and Zenkai's overall. Plat equips being equal to Zenkai's. Devs cause our Zenkai decline. Unfortunately, few during every part. Flawless Annie Part 2 and 3 were awesome. Favorite Annie off that alone. It deserves to be respected. I agree. Horrible. Okay, so I'm seeing a shaft story here. If you're getting shafted, bro, it's understandable. Like, it doesn't matter what I say, what you say. If you got cooked on summons, you're probably not having the best time. Ground battles, the characters, the 3x Z power. Fiku Plat not mentioned once in this. Completely forgot about him. Very good released. Cons, free-to-play, units sucked. They always suck. Don't call them out. Rev UI Zenkai was delayed for literally no reason. Free-to-play. They should have dropped him immediately. That is so true. Free-to-play Jiren week. dead weeks, only 2 Zenkais from an Annie. So I don't know why they go out of the way to drop free-to-play units that suck. It doesn't make any sense to me. They can save all the work that they do from them, from the arts, the characters, the kits, and drop one solid free-to-play ultra throughout the celebration. Would have been a banger. Shallot, by the way, not mentioned once in this video just yet. I'm glad I remembered him. His plat was very good, so that's really good. Evo literally being abysmal dog shit. Yeah, stop, bro. The Evo slander in my video. UMV exists. You're bad. No offense. You got a cool Vergil PFP there. I gotta respect that, but get better, please. Change the banner format. Other than that, that's Annie was great. A lot of hating for no reason. This was amazing, Annie. We should have gotten a banner pity. Yep, good Annie. Bad, you know, bad details here and there. And then this is just us nitpicking. We really can't control what they want to do in terms of banners and what we just have preferences. And obviously they want to make money. So no pity system yet, sadly. Crazy amounts of luck, man. 14? Okay, nice. Red 3 is not too shabby, my boy. Even though we got lots of CCs combined with the unique parts 2, part 3 character choices, I just can't ignore the dead weeks with 0 content. There's literally 0 justification for how dead the anniversary. Bro, I'm gonna agree. That's a big thing that I don't understand in how they're going to fix that, because no matter how much content they put out, it just felt like there was a lot of dry periods in this celebration. There was a lot of moments where me as a creator was carrying the hype with either the streams or just, you know, getting the community together to play PvP, to do stuff. But in terms of in the game, I was streaming every update, and we had those free-to-play, like the free-to-play Jiren week. Shit was weak. Not gonna lie, 7th enemy's been rough, way too much shaft. So it wasn't a W. I can't blame you, bro. If you're getting cooked, GG's. That's just me. Hopefully you guys had better. Dude, if you're getting lucky, it really matters, man. But I'm glad he pulled something. He pulled the part 1. I'm assuming he's something from part 3, which he did. Nice. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I hope you get some good pulls soon. Part 1, 6 out of 10. Good units, no new mechanic. 9 out of 10. Yo, this guy, I don't know how he got a 7.5 from these numbers right here. That makes no sense. He gave it a 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10, 6. I mean, I guess it leveraged out. I had 6 and 8s, and I averaged at a 7.5. But a 9, you're probably looking at like an 8.5 with those statistics for the part 1, part 2, part 3. Genuinely the most hype ultras, and Saiyan Saga finally got the love it deserved. Your number down here should be an 8.5 is I think where it rounds out. One of the best good amounts of CCs handed out, mostly hype characters picked for the animations, not part 1. Only thing was I thought the character picks for part 1 was fine. It was just leaked. Disappointing. There were dry weeks and lack of Zenkais throughout the celebration. Battle changes could have been cool and smoother. Smoother, good enough, fair. They failed? No, they did not fail. It was far from failure, actually. It was supposed to be a super anniversary. It was. While it's not the worst, it was just the sentiment value, man. There was empty moments, and there was a lot of tainted. The kickstart was bad, but overall, if you looked at it from an objective POV, man, compare it to the rest of the celebrations, it had to be the top. And the only other celebrations I'd have above it were the ones I enjoyed more. And it was because I'm in a like day 1 player. I experienced what the first anniversary was like. I experienced the peak, which was Legends Festival. These are objectively better in terms of overall resources and things we've received. Straight up, the amazing tier are the best anniversary celebrations. These up here are just my personal favorites. Like, I enjoyed those. I even enjoyed 5th more than 7th because of the character. Like the VB, Go Frieza, the meta, the actual me playing the game. I was super locked in 5th year. 7th, 6th, they did just as much, but you could just preference for me. Best, for me, the best birthday by far. I didn't get all the units I wanted. I'm missing the Ultras, Frieza, Shafted. On part 1, I tried to see the good things of it, but it was very hard as it felt dry. Exactly. Part 2 definitely was humongous step up. The ground battle's best part 2 ever. Part 3 is the best of any. Part 2, part 3, clearing. I don't understand. 1, how people are so distasteful towards this celebration when we've had some of the best stuff ever introduced part 2, part 3. There's things you can nitpick here and there, but objectively the best part 2, part 3. And then the other side of the coin, the thing that I'm looking at is, you know, the people that are saying that it was absolutely perfect, I think is just wrong, or like the highest rating possible, because there was empty moments and there was a lack of events. There was things that they could have implemented. So you meet us right in the middle ground. We're looking at a pretty solid overall. 3 out of 10 is crazy. 6.55. Part 2, part 3 got hard carried by reveals. That is an opinion that exists. Character choices are peak with amazing animations and models. Frieza's way too broken though, and the Goku's hella toxic, which ain't fun. Okay. Part 2 and Part 3 save it, not gonna lie. Yeah, for sure. Ultra Banner needs to change after 4 years. Just 2 Zenkais. We need 2 to 3 more. No bingo events. By the way, all the little details here. I didn't talk about chance time. I personally won that again, by the way. I'm having a great time. Every new character was really cool to suit the Annie. New battle system, 8 out of 10, very fair. Could have been better. Part 1, Part 2 out of 5. The units were leaked, nothing new to offer. 4.5 out of 10 new. Why is he doing out of 5? That's making it mad confusing. Like 3.9 out of 5. Like, what is the percentage for this? Like 70, 80 something? I'm assuming he liked it. That's what I got out of that. Part 1 is a 7 out of 10. Would have been a 9 out of 10 if Vegeta was decent. I think he was fine. 9.5 if Vegeta was okay, usable in part. I think he was fine. He's still fine. So if it's only based off of the Vegeta, it's a skill issue 1, or you don't have enough stars 2. There's plenty of other things that were wrong with the Part 1. Part 2, 9.5. Damn, bro's just rating everything mad high. Mr. Bone, I got a bone to pick with you. Shit was ass because I spent 15k for Goku getting Rainbow, Tex, and Nimbus only to get fucking Goku and Bardock and the LF Nameku. Fuck this, Annie. Wow. Overall, I'd say this anniversary as a whole was an 8. Fair. Part 1 was the worst. Lead characters. I mean, even giving it an 8 out of 10 is pretty big. Part 2 is amazing. Love Saiyan Saga. Part 3, top 3. Nice. Disappointment and excessive greed. Character choices, not a fan. MUI should have been Ultra and all that. Okay. It was just bad for him, not saying that it was bad in general. I understand here. I think the picks were really good. They nailed them, but the content Zenkai's equips just weren't enough. Lack of Zenkai's, pretty upset. So we got a pretty similar kind of, not enough Zenkai's. Part 1's dog shit. Part 2 is really good. Double any guarantees. There was a little bit mixed here. I do agree it should have been double ultras, not any guarantees. Anything was a decision which only benefits How does this benefit us? So I guess fuck us normal players just get your bread up. How does this affect? I got shafted. Part 2, Part 3 is amazing. Probably one of the highest highs I've ever experienced in the game. I just don't get why they started off slow with the Part 1. Big drop right here. This is the biggest thing. Part 2, Part 3 was peak. Part 1 was kind of just tainted, man. A lame reveal. Barely makes any new events. Evo. I liked Evo. As an event. Dog shit. Got shafted. Praying for Part 3. Okay. Shafted. Not the best, but not the worst. I mean, I think it was one of the best. Part 3 was ass. PvP change. Save it. 7 out of 10. And we got so many of these, you guys. I apologize. We're 35 minutes in, and we're getting a lot of the same, you know, I appreciate anyone that responded to this, but I read the top part there, so. 4 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 2 out of 10! Yo! Top 4, and it's 4. I'm trying to still, 9 out of 10 being leaked? Someone enjoyed the leak, wow. New ground battle updates. 1k Z power. Wow, he gave this a 5 out of 10 still, and it was mostly from the part. This is like the most reverse post I've seen so far. It's gone down. So started off great, mid, and then the worst. How is that possible? He listed the best things here. Free Z power. Oh my god. Part 2 is mad. I didn't see the leak, so it's been very good. Okay, interesting. All characters are fun to use. Someone enjoyed it here. Love to see it. Good Annie. Part 1 was really slow. Part 3 saved, but the lack of LF Zenkai ruined Annie. We needed more options and characters. More content. Yes. There's so much, you guys. If you like, I'm trying to scroll down so everyone could be featured, even though I'm not gonna read. I can't read every single one of these. There's so many comments, bro. There's so many points if you guys are featured, because I don't even think I'm gonna make it to the end while scrolling here. We're getting to the Part 1 was ass, Part 2 was hype, Part 3 was super hype. Okay. 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Damn. Yo, solid 9. Okay, I like a 9. 8.2. Okay, this is interesting. Part 1 was bad, nothing new or unique. They should have done something different, which still involved Rivals theme. Check image. Part 2 was good, new battle system. Part 3 was also good, defo overtuned the gauge. Severe lack of Zenkai's, overall 10 out of 10. Okay, so Part 1 to make it more unique. Succession, when Vegeta dies, go MUI. Interesting, when Goku dies. This is what we were discussing right before the units dropped, that you could have like a pick your path type deal. You know, depending on what happens to either character, you would either go evolution or MUI. Would have been so unique, bro. But they're obviously trying to milk it for what it's worth, and eventually we'll have something similar to that. But until then, You know, they're going to get the best out of their transforming versions, which is why they did what they did. And yeah, let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay frosty. I'm gone. Overall, my rating's a 7.5. I moved it up from a 7. It's a 7.5 out of 10. It's a quarter off. I think it was a great celebration overall.
Up all night, so you don't wanna wait on me. I'm about to catch my flight, so you don't gotta wait on me. No.